Hey y'all, it's Fab Jen. I'm back with another video, and this will be another first impressions. I don't plan to do a lot of first impressions because sometimes my opinion does change. Not like a heck of a whole lot, but usually first impressions are pretty predictive of what will happen or could happen. But I have been surprised before, and you will see in some upcoming videos that my first impression to my whoa, you know, now that I've used this product, I'm loving it. So yeah, bear with me. But this was on sale at Target, and this is the Sonia Kashuk Eyes on Neutral palette in the mattes and shimmers. This was like a limited edition package here. Let me do it like that. A limited edition package, and it has all of the mattes and all the shimmers from the other two palettes, except they're in smaller sizes. So these aren't the full sizes. And to show you a comparison, this is a Wet n Wild standard Wet n Wild palette of the mattes and the shimmers. So this is a good way to kind of get introduced into the eyeshadows. Now, first impressions, I do have it on today mixed in with a little bit of Lorac, which Lorac is absolutely fantastic. If you can ever get that Lorac Pro palette or any kind of eyeshadow, blows my mind. It blends beautifully, it's pigmented, and it'll last you forever. I mean, it's amazing. Anyway, so I did use some Lorac. I used this charcoal black shade. This is not a pure black, and I used like this taupe color, and I've used this color right here, and these colors don't really show up well. This one's my skin tone, but it doesn't really blend or transition other colors well, and this taupey color is okay. I find that this one, the matte ones tend to not blend as well, and they tend to, once you place them, they stick. So you I'm not saying they don't blend at all, but they are hard to blend, even if you switch brushes or whatever. So you kind of want to be conscientious of that. I tried it yesterday initially for the first time, and I tried it with just a primer, and the shades, the shimmer and the mattes did fade. So I was a little bit bummed by that, but that's no big deal. I usually use some kind of base. I did use a primer, and I didn't use a base this time, but I primed it really good, and I added on extra. So I did notice that in saying that extra bit, I did notice that I did have to layer and pack this on like crazy in order to get the color payoff I wanted, or the longevity that I wanted. So this is after 6 hours. It's still here. It does fade a little bit with the shimmers, but if you pack it on good enough, it will fade a little bit, but not to the point where it's all gone. So I did use the shimmer on my lids here. The shimmers I find to be the most beautiful of this palette. I think that alone, the shimmers are great. These are great neutral shimmers. The mattes on here I do not like. I tried the lighter colors for highlight. They did not stay. The shimmers I found to be a lot more pigmented, a lot smoother, and a lot easier to blend and work with, and they went on beautifully. But again, I did have to layer it to get the effect that I wanted. So this palette for 15 bucks, yeah, it's worth it. I think it's a good way to get into neutrals without spending $50 or $60 on a palette. Would I recommend it? Not really, because I think the mattes are very lacking, but if you are of a lighter, medium to lighter complexion to me, you might be able to work with this a little bit better. The color payoff will probably be better for you, but as far as layering and packing on colors, you're probably going to have to do that regardless of what skin tone or skin complexion you are. In conclusion, I wouldn't say I recommend this. If you're into pigmentation, and you know, and price isn't no limit for you, go for the Lorac. There's so many better eyeshadows out there. Even some of the Wet n Wild 3-pan shadows are more pigmented than some of these in here. If you are on a budget, I think this would be fine, but you might as well get NYX. You might as well get Wet n Wild. But if you're looking for something more definitely on the neutral that you could wear to the office and try out, especially if you're a beginner and you can get your hands on this for 15 bucks, I say definitely go for it. I mean, it was only $15 versus it being $30, which I was like, this is ridiculous. The traditional palettes, the neutral palettes, are like 20 bucks a piece. So getting both of those is like $40. So that's $10 you're saving at full price with this one from getting the two of those, and you're not being assured that you like them. But if you want a sampler and kind of want to start out with neutrals, this would be good. But again, you would have to pack on color, have a primer, and blend as good as the shimmers do. So just be aware of that. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. please feel free to ask, rate, comment, subscribe if you like.
Bye.
And I'll see you